How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to put a video together because as of this going live, there'll be probably less than 24 hours before the Nintendo Direct happens, where they're going to be talking about everything to do with the Switch 2. Probably price, when it's releasing, and most importantly, what games we got coming out for it. So I thought it'd be fun, just put together a quick video talking about like my predictions, my hopes for the system and whatnot. There hasn't been a new Nintendo console since, when the hell did the Switch come out? March 3rd, 2017. So not as bad as I thought, but still, which I had like 8 years ago. That's a long time. This has been a long run. This little guy here has been a beast of a system. Nintendo really nailed it. They made up for all of the atrocity that the Wii U had going around. I liked the Wii U. It was just very poorly marketed, unfortunately. Had some great games, all of which are basically now available on that system. And this system's starting to show its age for sure. And now we're getting the Switch 2. We had that trailer drop in January that gave a quick overview of the system, which was super cool. I'm not going to delve too much into the specifics of like the unique quirks that the system has. Obviously, there's like going to be some sort of mouse function with the Joy-Cons. Otherwise, why you show them sliding around on the tabletop like that? It's a bigger system all around, bigger Joy-Cons, bigger screen. I've heard that it's not going to be an OLED or an OLED screen right out of the box. You know, when you first hear that, you're like, oh, they're going to go back to LCD screen. But chances are technology has advanced far enough since 2017 that the latest and greatest LEDs probably look better than when the OLED Switch, which is this guy right there, came out, whenever the heck that was. I'm not going to look it up right now. I'll start with the price point of the system, which is something that's obviously a big concern. We live in turbulent times and things are way more expensive than they used to be, and I've heard a lot of rumblings of people predicting that it's going to be between $400 and $450, or like $449.99 in America. Up here in Canada land, that translates to almost $650. So while I'm inclined to agree with those predictions, I'd really rather it not. Let's knock $100 off and say they come out and it's going to be worth $349.99. That's simply not going to be the case. I think $449 is probably accurate. I'm going to say $399.99 American. That's going to be the cost for the Switch 2. That could also just be very wishful thinking, but I think it's Nintendo. They got under. When I look at what's available, like I was in a store the other day and I saw an Xbox Series X that's about $600 and some up here in Canada. It really sort of jerks my chain to imagine that a new Nintendo console is going to be that expensive as well, because like it's no secret that this Nintendo is famously always behind a generation when it comes to the power of their hardware, right? We all sort of assume that the Switch 2 is going to be on par with like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, right? Not up there with the PS5 Pro. It's not going to be that powerful, right? So I don't know. I'm going to guess $399.99 in America, which, hey Siri, what's $399.99 USD in Canadian?
Do you want me to use ChatGPT to answer that?
No.
No problem.
I
won't.
Thanks. Let's do it this way. Hey Siri, what's $400 American in Canadian?
The answer is $575.25.
There's still a lot of Canadian pesos. My God. Release date, I don't know. I mean, we're already past when the Switch 1 launched, obviously. And what I've been hearing is that people are assuming or predicting that the pre-orders for the system are going to go live on April 9th for a June 6th release. I'd prefer it to come out in May, but that definitely gives Nintendo enough lead time to fulfill pre-orders, hopefully appropriately. I'm sure it's still going to be a scramble and there'll be people trying to, scalp the system and whatnot. June seems fair enough to me. I'm not making any wild contradictions to what I've already heard. I just wanted to put that out here. What do you guys think is going to happen in that Direct tomorrow when it comes to that? More importantly, and let's talk about the games that I'm really hoping to see on this system, because over the last year and a bit, it's sort of been a dry spell when it comes to games on the Switch. I do want to pick up Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I never got the opportunity to play that on the Wii U when it first came out, and that was one Switch 1 game that just recently came out. But before that, there really hasn't been a lot right? So it's probably because we've been looking to the future. Obviously, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, I'm excited for. We know that that is coming. We don't have a release date at this current moment yet, just that it's coming out sometime in 2025. Definitely looking forward to that. And looking forward to how much better it looks on the Switch too, because all of the footage that they've released so far has been on the Switch 1 from all the videos that I've watched, even that amazing footage that was part of the Nintendo Direct from last week. I think if I had to just go, I mean, we're obviously going to be seeing Mario Kart 9 or whatever they might call it, because we saw that in that brief trailer back in January. I'm not the biggest Mario Kart guy. I do enjoy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it makes sense that they would probably try to make that a launch game for the system. Nintendo's always been about the camaraderie and not so much the single player aspect. That's not to say they don't have amazing single player games, because they absolutely do, but by and large, you know, the N64, when it came out, it had 4 ports built in for 4 players. And they've kind of done that ever since. Well, I mean, the GameCube and the Wii, yeah, right? You could do upwards of 4 players, my God. Even going back to the NES, there was an adapter that allowed you to use 4 controllers on that system. And by that logic, I'm assuming that the Super Nintendo probably did as well. I skipped over the SNES. We'll make up for that later. So Mario Kart 9 we know is coming, if that is what it's going to be called. Let's just say the next Mario Kart iteration. And that will be fun. I'll definitely pick that up because it'll be fun to play with friends and family for sure. And that's all we really know so far going into it. So at this point, it's all just predictions and conjecture and what we hope. And I really, really, really want a brand new 3D Mario. It's been forever since Odyssey came out. I believe that came out the same year as the Switch. So that, again, 2017. So long, far too long for another Mario 3D adventure. Super Mario Bros. Wonder came out late last year, and that was a great game. I really enjoyed it. 2D platforming Mario back to his roots with enough, you know, twists and change to keep it fresh. It was a fun game, albeit I felt it was a little on the short side, and I just remember how much fun I had with Odyssey when I played that game. And whatever the next 3D Mario might be, I'm really hoping we see that tomorrow in the Direct. Also, I don't know if it's time to see a new Legend of Zelda game yet. We got Tears of the Kingdom fairly recently, beginning of last year or something like that. I wasn't the biggest fan of the game. Loved Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom didn't really grab me. I wasn't a big fan of building things. That's another reason why I wasn't a big fan of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts back in the day either. So I don't know that a brand new Zelda announcement is coming, although a lot of people, myself included, have been holding out hope for a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess remaster. I don't know if we're going to get Wind Waker or not, simply because it was already done on the Wii U, because that was originally a GameCube game. Twilight Princess, I believe that was a cross-generational game from the GameCube to the Wii, and it has seen the light of day since then. So that would be cool, but obviously me being me and representing what I'm representing, it would be so freaking cool to get a remastered Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You want to do a Majora's Mask, you do that as well. I enjoy that game too. But Ocarina of Time, if they do that and come out and say that that's happening, I don't know. I probably just sound like every other schmuck on the internet wishing for that. It's probably a pipe dream, but that would be super cool. After that, I really don't know. Like, I haven't spent a lot of time collecting and playing every single Nintendo game that's coming out. I'm sure there's going to be a slew of third-party support for the system as well. But as for core Nintendo games, Ocarina of Time remake and a new 3D Mario is what I really want to see. Even if they're not coming out like in the launch window, but just within the calendar year of the system launching, I think would be super cool. I can't even begin to imagine what else they might have up their sleeves. But when it comes to third-party support, I mean, I would really like to play those Final Fantasy VII remaster games, so Rebirth or Remake and Rebirth. I don't know if the new system is going to be able to handle Rebirth, which is a PS5 exclusive as far as I know. Remake for sure, that came out on the PS4, so I'm sure that this new Nintendo console would be able to handle that. And that would be super cool to finally take a crack at. I did play Final Fantasy VII way back in the day, briefly here and there. I never sat down and beat that game. I wasn't a huge PlayStation guy when it was a relevant system, but I had a friend growing up who really loved that, and I would watch him play Final Fantasy VII, and every once in a while I'd hop on, and we're getting way back there now. So I've never had the pleasure of actually playing that entire game and experiencing its whole story all the way through. So it'd be cool to have that handheld. That being said, Also from third-party software, I'd really like to see Elden Ring. I think that would be super cool. I played it on the Xbox Series S. Absolutely love that game. And if the Switch 2 can handle Elden Ring and just being able to play that game portably, I think would be really awesome. So yeah, this is nothing too crazy. I just kind of wanted to talk. Obviously, I'm also building the channel here, and I got to start getting videos out. So let me know in the comments what you guys are hoping to see from this Nintendo Direct tomorrow, and what are your hopes and dreams and desires when it comes to games. I could ramble on, I'm sure, for hours, but I'm going to keep this a little bit more on the shorter side for sure. And I know probably people are wondering, well, where's the gameplay videos, Matt? Those are coming. I was just doing some testing tonight with video capture and whatnot. I got to figure out what game I want to play first for my Let's Play, and I definitely want to do a stream first. So I'm going to be setting up multi-streaming and streaming to Twitch and YouTube. I just don't know which game that's going to be yet. So make sure you are subscribed here on this channel. Also follow me over on Twitch. The link is in the description below. That'll probably be one of the more fun places to follow me when I'm actually live and playing the game. So looking forward to that. If you guys got any suggestions on what game I should play first, I mean, I'll take it under consideration. If I don't have it, it might be a little bit more of a challenge, but let me know in the comments below what you think would be fun. Right now, I'm sort of limited to the Switch and the N64 for streaming because I am I am 100% mobile right now, and the internet's not the most reliable, so we're going to save like the high-end stuff for the future. But for now, let me know what you think would be a good place to start. And don't forget, I will also be live streaming during the Nintendo Direct tomorrow, so if you are available and you want to come hang out with me and chat before that presentation and during, I would absolutely love to have you there. So that's it for this one. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day.